Juju here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that this video is reaching you and your family well. I hope that you're joyful and you're peaceful and you are prayerful and all of that great stuff. So this video I wanted to share, as the title states, 10 things that I have learned since moving to America. I've been thinking about it for a few days now and I wrote down them. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have them in this book right here and I'm just going to be reading them off and also briefly giving my little explanation or opinion. P.S. This video is not a video to bash America or Americans at all. It is just some things that I've observed over the years and I just wanted to share it with my viewing audience, whoever you are. If you are Guyanese like me, or you're an islander, or you were born outside of the United States and you share the same sentiments as I do, go ahead and share it in the comment section. Just please, I'm asking you to be very, very respectful and refrain from any type of profanity in the comment section. I do not want it on my channel. I will delete your comment and I don't want to do that. So share your experience, but be very respectful about it. That's all I ask. And I'm not bashing America or Americans at all. So if you're American and you happen to click on this, I am not bashing you. I hope that you don't feel offended or anything. That's not the idea. I'm gonna go into the video now. Alright, so if you have been on my channel for a long time or a while, you know that I am born and raised Guyanese. I was born in Guyana and I lived there until I was 16. Excuse me. And I moved over to the United States. Prior to me moving over here, I remember my godmother sat me down and she told me that, okay, you know, you're moving to another country. She was very general in her advice. She told me that things are not what you think it's gonna be, pretty much. I can't really remember the exact word, but I know that she was very general. So I came over here with the idea that, okay, it's not gonna be what I see on TV, right? However, when I came through JFK and my uncle was the one who picked my mom and I up, and when we were driving through Brooklyn, I was like, whoa. I mean, my godmother told me that it wasn't what I thought it was, but I didn't think it was like this. Like, I saw piles of trash on the streets. It just looked dirty, right? And I saw like the concrete buildings and so on and so forth. I was so shocked after what I saw. So that's what I thought at the time. That's what I thought that she was talking about. As time progressed and my experiences that I've had since being here, I realized that what my godmother told me wasn't really about what I would have seen, but more so what I would have experienced. First and most important thing that I have learned since living in America is that prayer and relying on the Lord, on God, is essential. It is essential to make it in this country, in my opinion, and for me. I am very grateful that my formative years, my upbringing, my mom brought me up in a Christian home, and I've said this umpteen times. However, she's never forced me to become a Christian. She never forced me to get baptized or anything like that. The most that she could have done was, seeing that she served the Lord. My mom has been a Christian since she was 14. The most that she could have done was just live her life pleasing unto the Lord and for me to see. And I think I tell my mom as much as possible while she's still here. How grateful I am for her raising me up in the ways of the Lord, and for her living the Christian life in front of me. You know, Mom used to preach in the church. She was so active in the church. I remember a lot of people coming to her home to speak with her and share whatever's going on in their lives with her. Of course, I had to leave, you know, because grown folks were talking. My mom never preached one thing and lived another life. What she preached is what she lived. And though she has made mistakes along the way, she hasn't given up on the Lord. She's still fighting that good fight. And moving to this country and seeing what I see, and now that I'm an adult, I'm a full-grown adult, and now also that I, you know, made that bold step to go and get baptized and to give my life over to the Lord completely, I realize now how essential prayer and relying on the Lord for everything is. I don't know about you, but if you feel the same way, share. Another thing that I've learned and noticed is that being respectful is highly important no matter what. I know that, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news and all that's been going on in the country right now. I think that rebellion is what's behind all that's happening, and a lot of disrespect is going on around you. And another thing that I'm grateful to my mom for is that she raised me in a way to be respectful of others, respectful of my my elders, and respectful of myself, and respectful of others, no matter what. I can give you guys stories about moments when I could have gotten so disrespectful with people because of how they treated me or the things that they've done to me that was not provoked. And somehow the Lord refrained me. And trust, I was a believer, but I wasn't, you know, walking this walk, you know, but God has helped me to be respectful. I've got into cases with cops, being pulled over, and the Lord calmed me, and I was very respectful to them, even though I got a ticket. But you know, if you're speeding and you're breaking the law, there's consequences for that, right? So I've never really felt profiled or anything like that, being a woman of color and being around other people. You know, I try my best to be as polite and as respectful as possible with them. Yes ma'am, thank you ma'am, saying please, saying good morning, good evening, and all of these things, smiling even though people don't smile back with your hair. Some of them do, but some of them don't. A lot of them don't, but that's another story. But being respectful no matter what will get you very far. Another thing that I've noticed is that staying in your own lane, minding your own business is important. Okay, where I live, I've been here for years, and let me tell you all that I do. I go to work, I come back in, I don't go back out unless I have to I go back out to go pick up my mom. We come back in, and that's it for me. I used to go out a lot when I was younger, but there is nothing in that for me. I learned early that there is nothing out there for me. There's nothing in partying and going clubbing and drinking and all this stuff. There's nothing in there for me. You can get into a lot of trouble. So and I've always been like a homebody. Being an only child can do that to you. Even though I like to be around a lot of people, I also like to be alone. It's crazy. But staying in your own lane will keep you out of a lot of trouble. Minding your own business will keep you out of a lot of trouble here. Fourth thing that I've noticed is getting some type of an education is also essential to me. Even if college is, you don't have to go to college, because college is not for everybody. Okay, You can go and learn a trade. And actually, to me, learning a trade, even if you go to college, I think it's essential, because when you get the degree, it is not a guarantee that you are going to get a job in your field of study. However, if you learn a trade, like for fellas, you learn welding or plumbing or fixing cars, being a technician or something, or for ladies, working with your hands, learning to cook, learning to do hair, learning to do makeup, learning to sew, that is important. And a basic education is important. Once you know how to spell, you know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, once you know how to construct a proper sentence, you can get somewhere. And if you feel the need to go to college to further your education, to learn something that you won't find in a trade, then that's on you. But some type of an education is highly essential. Bills. Oh my. The amount of bills stresses people out so much. And the way that the economy is, I mean, to me it seems as though things are getting somewhat better. It's a slow progress, but we're getting there. The way that it was before, it was so tough. People got laid off of their jobs. A lot of people that were working more hours, the hours got cut due to all that was happening there in DC and all of that stuff. And but the bills, it wasn't going to pay themselves. You know, a lot of people couldn't find work and they couldn't get their bills paid, and oh, it is so stressful. It's so strenuous, and there's a bill for everything. Like, Lord help us, but bills. I mean, growing up in Guyana, I was a child, but the amount of bills that I see now compared to the bills that we had what, just basic bills, light bill, and we didn't even have water bill. Paying the taxes every year, or how long, if you pay your taxes for how many years, you gotta pay that. All we have is light bill, phone bill, and food bill. That's about it. But here you got light bill, you got cable bill, you got phone bill, house phone, and cell phone. You got, if you have a car, you got a car note.
You got car insurance. If you went to the hospital, you don't have insurance. That's a medical bill. You got dental bill. You got optometrist bill. You got food bill. You got all these bills.
And sometimes the income, what's coming in, doesn't match what's going out. Being ambitious and having a goal is important in this country, because time goes by really quickly. Before you know it, a year is done, right? And when you reflect and you look at where you're at, it's like you were at the same position the year before. And if you have a goal, well, the Bible says it is for man to plan and for God to bring it to pass. So yes, we can have our ambitions and we can have our goals, but we have to place it all in the Lord's hands and trust and have faith that He is going to work things out according to His will, not our will. Let's say your goal in life is to become, for girls, a mother, a wife, and a mother, a nurturer. You have to work towards that. You have to pray to the Lord about that He will, you know, if it is in His will for you to be a wife and a mother, that He will send a godly man that will love you the way that the Lord will want him to love you, and He will be a great provider and protector for His family. For fellas who wants to work with their hands, who want to go into construction, or a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever it is that you may want to become, you have to, you know, be ambitious about it. And when be ambitious, but don't be cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be mean, don't look down on people, but you have to have something that you're working towards, because before you know it, you're what, 18, then you're 21, then you're 25, then you're 28, then you're 30, then you're 35, then, you know, so on and so forth, and you're like, where's the time gone? Because time waits for no man, but you're stuck where you're at. So you have to have ambition, an ambition and a goal, but you also have to take those your ambition or your goal and place it in the Lord's hands and ask and have faith that He's going to work things out according to His mentioned. Another thing that I've learned is that time is highly important. Okay, before you know it, like I just said, before you know it, a year has passed, 2 years have passed, and you're just there skylarking, you're just there procrastinating. And the Bible talks about procrastination. You know, I'm learning as I go. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I have messed up so many times, but because of the mercy and the grace of God, I am still here. And sometimes I know it's not good to look back, you know, but sometimes when I do reflect, and I'm like, you know, I wasted so much time, because if I could go back and undo a lot of things that I did, I would not have wasted the amount of time that I did. I would not have paid attention to the amount of things that caused me to stop doing what I was doing and to wallow in my sorrow. But I can't go back. I could only start from wherever I'm at and continue to progress in the Lord and in life as I go on. But time waits for nobody, and time is important. Okay, so I have written here my number 8 thing that I've learned and I've noticed is that humility can be difficult to come by. True humility, because there are a whole lot of humble braggers, which is a hypocritical statement in itself, because you can't be humble and bragging, but there's a lot of humble braggers around. For instance, if you take a look at social media, and a lot of people are talking about, oh, you need to be humble, but then they're like, I'm humble, but they're somehow they're gonna show whatever material thing that they have, you know. Or another thing that like gets to me is that people that claim that they're humble and they're trying to help somebody that's less fortunate as them, let's say a homeless person on the street or whatever. Let's say they're gonna get them some food or give them some money, they're gonna record it. They're recording their good work, their humble good deed. And I'm like, why are you doing that? That is not humility. That is pride. You are looking for the praises and the affirmation of man, so that people can say, oh, look at the good thing that you're doing. Why do they know what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do something good for somebody, then I don't need to know it. The Lord knows. God sees, and He knows, and He sees what you're doing, and He's going to reward you. If it's out of the kindness of your heart, then why is there a video camera? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that humility is it's kind of hard to come by. Like true humility. It's so hard to come by. People love to praise. They're prideful. This is a very prideful nation, okay? People take pride in being American and American this and da 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 da, or they take pride in their accomplishments, like graduating college, or you know, parents who their kid went to like Ivy League school or whatever. They take a lot of pride in that, like it's humble bragging, you know what I'm saying? And they look down on people who may not have accomplished what they may have accomplished, or what their kids have accomplished. And that's a thing that I've noticed, and I'm like, the thing that I've noticed, and this is, I've been here for years, okay? Some Americans are very wasteful, very wasteful. They take a lot for granted, and some of them are very crude and disrespectful. Now, I know someone who used to work in the food industry, and they would tell me, I would ask them, like, you know, at the end of the day, what do you guys would do with the food? And you know what these people would do? Take all that food that they didn't sell or people didn't eat, and they would throw it all away. And you dare not take some home for your family. You dare not give it away to someone else. They just throw it all away. And I'm like, why? You know, in Guyana they have a saying, willful waste brings woeful wants. It is so true. Some, not all of them, but some Americans are very wasteful when it comes to like food, given the amount of people that you see on the streets that don't have homes, that don't have food to eat, they don't know where their meal is coming from, and some of these restaurants just throw the food away. Take a lot of things for granted in this nation, I've noticed. Not everyone, but a lot of people take a lot of things for granted. Things that people are getting killed and maimed and locked up for in other countries, and you have the freedom here to express it, like, you know, my Christianity, freedom of speech, being a Christian in this nation. And when I look at, you know, what's going on in the outside world in other countries where people want that freedom to share their love for Jesus, for the world to see, they can't do it. They gotta do it in a secret place, underground, and all these things. And the 10th thing that I've noticed is that, I guess this can be a worldwide thing, but a lot of people are cold, they're callous, and they're very selfish, self-absorbed. Oh my. Now, I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm not trying to be judgmental or hypocritical, because I mean, I was once like that, but the Lord has changed me. He's changing me daily, and I've noticed that, like, there was a point when I was going through so much in my life that I got so cold, and I had to pray and ask the Lord to soften my heart. I don't want to have this cold, hard heart towards anyone, and He's helped me with that. He's given me a love. He's shown me His love, and the love that He's shown to me, I am so eager and elated to share it with others, because God has been merciful, so merciful to me. A lot of people are so cold. They don't want to help out other people. They're only concerned about themselves. Look at the time that we're living in. It's all about the selfie time, you know. There's a song about it. The Kim Kardashian put out a whole selfie book, like all this self-love, and the Bible says to deny yourself. Deny yourself. Look at the video with the boys back in the summer who videotaped the man that was drowning, and they laughed about it. That's cold. These are some of the things that I've noticed since moving to this country, and I'm praying that the last two, I don't want to be wasteful, and I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be cold and callous towards nobody, because God commanded us to love our neighbors and ourselves. So this brings me to the end of the video. I hope that you listened if you made it to here. Thank you so much for listening to me and hearing me out. I know it's probably kind of long, but I just wanted to share that, and I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. If you're Guyanese, you've been in America for a little while, or you could have just gotten here, what are some of the things that you've noticed, or what are some of the things that you've learned that you think that you probably would not have learned if you were in Guyana? How does it affect you? Share that with me. I will be reading, and of course I always respond to my commenters because I love to do it. I'm gonna go. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. What you waiting for? find the love that you seek in Him, the peace that you seek in Him, the joy, the unexplainable joy that you seek, you will find it in Him. I love you. Remember, God loves you, and I love you. See you in another video very soon. Bye. Yeah.
Now I just can't wait on the worship team everywhere I go. Please believe that the world knows that the church is you.